trying to find the answer to one of our life's dilemmas, a big decision that you have to make, is a lot like trying to find an object in a dark room, right? So obviously something's there, there's an answer there, but you're steeped in darkness and you're in this room and you can't find the thing. Well, there are generally two ways that you can go about that. One would be to pull out a flashlight, right? You've got this flashlight, and the flashlight has a certain circumference of illumination that it provides. And you go around, you search. You're searching all over the place, you're trying to find the thing, and with effort, because there's a concentrated light, eventually you might find some clues, and then bang, oh, there it is, you got the thing, right? With that little concentrated light, that little circumference of illumination, you're able to pinpoint the answer. You find it, finally. A lot of effort is exerted with that. A lot of concentration. A lot of what we've been conditioned, the type of consciousness we've been conditioned to use through education, through school, that focus, we can use to find the right answer. But there's another form of intelligence or consciousness that we can use, that's accessible to us, which is very much like flipping on a light switch. Now in that same room, if you flip on the light switch, you don't have a concentrated effort, you don't have a concentrated illumination that you're actively pursuing that answer with, because when you flip on the light, there's a passive illumination that allows you to simply go, oh, well, there it is, and walk right over to it. It's a lot less effort per se. There's a lot less concentration. There's a lot less trying to piece together the puzzle and search for the answer. It's more of a allowing illumination and easily finding the object, right? Big difference between putting on a flashlight and flipping on a switch. You can understand this. So the question then arises, Elliott, what the fuck are you talking about, right? Because of course I use analogies and metaphors and weird language to try to describe these big ideas. The majority of the time we're trying to find the answers to our dilemmas, our big questions, about what to do in life, with a fucking flashlight in a dark room. And you know this is true because, now this is based on another assumption, Elliott Hulse's assumption or my belief. Which, I mean, science, it's irrefutable, but we've been told a lot of stories against it. The body is the mind, and you know what's happening psychologically simply by looking at or manipulating the muscular system. A person who's deep in thought looks like they're concentrating. You do a lot of this, and the eyes do a lot of this. If you pay attention to someone who's searching for an answer, what their fucking eyes are doing is searching. They're looking around, they're searching. Someone who's confused, they're doing a lot of blinking, and there's a lot of concentration right here. The eyes and the forehead, this is where the ego resides. All becomes very crunched up, you're thinking. Somebody who's thinking, what do they do? I'm thinking about it. And that's where you typically revert, because that's what you've been taught. You've been conditioned to revert to this in order to find your answer. That's like using the flashlight. Concentrated, and you're trying to find the answer. Very difficult, and your chances of making a mistake are that much greater when you revert to that flashlight, because there are all types of manipulative tactics that the world has used to grab your hand and kind of focus it in certain areas, right? You can very easily fool someone or control someone with just a fucking flashlight, right? You just grab their hand and you can move them around, or you can kind of whistle in particular directions and fool them. Woo, 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 wait, what? Right? These are all the tricks and symbols of the world getting us to do this, and we're all fucking confused because I hear a whistle over here, woo! And then there's oh, somebody's saying something over here, and then I read a book that said look over here, and then so you're really concentrating, but you're erratic, you're all fucking ungrounded. You flip on a light switch, nobody can fucking fool you, right? Flip on a switch, it's you're not gonna fool me, bitch, it's right here. A person who flipped on the light switch, a person who is steeped in illumination, a person who's trying to proceed, or letting go, because there's a lot less trying with this particular strategy that I'm going to share with you. A person who lets go into the illumination that's already within them. A person who cannot be fooled so easily. A person who the light switches on and can very easily navigate without being tricked. looks not like this. Looks like this. And his energy isn't centered around his face, his head, his eyebrows, his forehead. His concentration or his energy drops down into his body. He's relaxed. He's breathing. His belly, his chest, his pelvic floor are all soft, just like the big soft light that's turned on when you're trying to find something in a room. It's a lot more passive. That's a very difficult thing for many of us to do, right? Especially men, right? We want to be aggressive all the time. This is why I often talk about tender aggression. You've got to be a lot more tender in order to utilize that form of intelligence. You've got to let go into that intelligence. You've got to let go into that illumination. Once that light switches on, you don't have to work. You don't have to, you just go, When trying to decide upon the course of action that is going to be greatly impactful, a big impact in your life, be a big decision you've got to make, right? And it's all subjective. I know sometimes like breaking up with your girlfriend's a big decision. Right? You're 17 years old. Adults like to do this to you. You're 17 years old, no big deal. You'll find love later. No, motherfucker, it's a big decision right now. I'm 17 years old and my experience is potent right now. Right? Adults like to do that. They like to negate the experiences of children because you're young. You're just a teenager. You got a whole life ahead of you. Let the bitch go. That's why I talk to you guys. I know a lot of you guys are 14, 15, 16 years old. I know a lot of you guys are 56, 65 years old. But I talk to you with respect because I understand subjectively that these things are important to you, right? You might only be 14 years old, but that's a big fucking problem you've got because physiologically, you're experiencing it as stress in the body. My invitation to you, stop working so hard to make the decision. And when I say that, it means stop going to your head so much. Stop going to the face and thinking and detaching from the subtle intelligence, the big floodlight of intelligence that you have within you. Relax your body, breathe into your balls, and the decision will be made for you.